Hey, Shalom. Welcome. We are continuing with our directed immersion in the Hebrew of the book of Exodus. Today we will be starting with Exodus chapter 30, verse 31. And maybe we'll do a quick review of verse 30 from last time. Avinu makenu ken yiratzon, ki lekachnu yihyeh tov b'einecha. All right, let's get started. So verse 30, just a quick reminder, said, Ve'et Aharon, and Aaron, Ve'et Banaiv, and his sons, Timshach, you shall mashach, you shall anoint. Ve'kidashto, and you shall kiddash, you shall designate as holy, or sanctify. Otam, them. Lechachein, and that one's in a PL, but it's hard to tell because you can't double the hey. Le to chachein, which is like to officiate as priests, to do kohen, priestly sort of things, or do the kahuna, the priesthood. Li, for me. All right, so that was just a review from last week's last verse. So now we're on verse 31, and I'll just scan the verse first. Ve'el b'nei Yisrael Tedaber leimor. Okay, let's stop with the etnachta there. It's a pretty long verse. So, ve'el and el, aleph lamed, that's unto. Ve'el and unto. Da b'nei Yisrael. Da b'nei is a construct state from the word banim, from banim. And you remember, when we have a masculine plural, we end in im, right? That im ending is the ending. But when you want to put it in the construct state, we lose the mem at the end. And we're left only with the b'nei. And that's what's happened over here. So the b'nei is the banim of. So the b'nei, the children of Yisrael, the children of Israel. So the el and unto, or but unto, b'nei Yisrael, because that last word is a name, we say the banim, the children of Israel. Next word, te daber, te daber. The verb is daber, dalet bet reish, which is speak. The te at the beginning reminds us of ata, of ata, which is you. So you shall daber, ata daber, you shall speak. Leimor, saying, literally to say. That's what it sounds like in Hebrew. You shall speak to say. But this is traditionally translated saying. So what do we have so far in that first half of the verse? Let's do it again. Ve'el and unto, that's aleph lamed, b'nei Yisrael, the children of Israel. Again, whenever that last word in a construct chain is definite, which means it's a name, or it has the definite article on it, ha, v makes it definite, or it has a suffix on the end belonging to somebody, that makes it definite. So when that last word is definite, we try to put the word the in front of all the other words in the construct chain. Unless it sounds strange, then you don't need to say the. So because of the Yisrael as a name, we put the at the beginning. The b'nei, that's banim of, the sons or children of Yisrael. Ve'el b'nei Yisrael, and unto the children of Israel, te daber. The te is the equivalent of ata, aleph tav hey, you, te, you shall daber, speak. Leimor, saying. Okay, let's scan the rest of it. Da shemen, da mishchat, kodesh, yihyeh, ze, li, ledorotechem. All right, let's pick that apart. So we have a construct chain. There's 3 words in the chain. It's da shemen, da mishchat, kodesh, or shemen, mishchat, kodesh. So shemen, sheen, mem, noon, means oil. Shemen means oil. Oil. But this is construct, so it's oil of. Oil of. Next word, da mishchat. That's a construct form from mishcha. Mishcha. If you're a visual learner, I'm writing it on the screen. That's why there's the delay, just so you auditory learners know what's going on. Mishcha. Mem, shin, chet. Hey. Mishcha means it's an adjective. Meaning anointing. Anointing. I almost put 2 N's after the A. Wasn't sure. Anointing. Mishcha. So why did the Hey become a Tav? Well, when you have a word, any word that ends in a Hey, if it changes to a Tav, that's how we say of. Of. It's the construct state. If you're just listening, that's when I make that noise. In some of the teachings I went da da da, but that was a little too annoying for those who don't, for the visual learners. It's the construct state, which usually can be translated with that word and of. So the first word in our construct chain here is shemen, but it's shemen. So shemen of. Now the next word, it's written mishchat, but it actually is the word mishcha, because words that end in a hey and an ah sound, they revert back to what's really happening. It's their ancient Hebrew. In ancient Hebrew, mishchat was mishchath, but over time the th got softened to mishchath, to mishcha. So when it's in the construct, when it's saying of after it, we revert back to that ancient spelling. That's why it's mishchath. If you're curious, sometimes if this confuses you, don't worry about it. You don't have to memorize it. But some people, when they know the history of what's happening in the language and how it changed, that helps some people to remember. So that's why I share those details for those of you who are helped by that. So, shemen mishchat kodesh. That means shemen is oil of, mishchat is anointing of, kodesh. Kuf dalet shin. Kodesh. That can mean holiness, like the general concept of holiness, or something holy, something that is holy is kodesh. Sometimes it can even mean sanctuary. So we'll just be hyper literal here. Shemen, mishchat, kodesh means oil of anointing of holy things, right? Of something holy. Continuing on. Yihyeh, yihyeh, that's yod hey. This is from the verb hayah. Wait, sorry, go back. Hayah. Hey, yod, hey, which is to be, or not to be being, to be, exist, etc. This is the verb from where God's name comes from. the tetragrammaton, yod-he, waw-he. And the reason that we know what God's name is, even if some think it was lost in tradition, one of the ways that we know what it is because his name means something. It has a meaning to it. His name is a third person, masculine singular, he-fil, imperfect form of the verb to be, to exist. So since it's he-fil, it's to cause to be or to cause to exist. And we know that it's Yah at the beginning because that's the he-fil pointing for he causes. And then the second part, we know that it's, now careful, don't say it together too quickly, okay? Maybe I won't say it right now. I don't want to tempt any of you to say the name. But we know how to pronounce the second part of it because we know how to pronounce he-fil verbs in the imperfect, third person that end in a hey. Lamed hey he-fil verbs. So his name means he brings into existence. Sorry, I had to pause. We had an interruption. Or he causes to be, he causes to exist. He brings into being. That's what his name means. Okay? So there's not like a huge mystery what his name is and all the weird, who and all the weird names that people make up. It's not necessary. I think you'll find if you're honest about it, if you're one of those people who think that his name is like hoo, and I'm leaving off the Y part, right? One of these other weird permutations, and they're so sure of it. Find out if those people actually know Hebrew, okay? Because you're going to find that they don't know Hebrew. I've never met anybody who believes in one of those weird pronunciations for God's name, the divine name, the tetragrammaton, which we shouldn't be pronouncing anyway, but I've never met one of them who actually understands Hebrew when they read it. Might know a couple phrases or something. They can read the letters so they can kind of trick people. People think they know what they're talking about, but usually the understanding is not there. So, yihyeh, it shall be. What's the subject? Zeh. Zion, hey. Zeh. So this shall be yihyeh zeh li, for me. Lamed yod, for me. Maybe I should point out that zeh is this. So it shows up in some other forms, mostly, pretty much in Torah Hebrew. Zeh means this if it's masculine, right? Masculine. So it's masculine because we're talking about the shemen, right? Shemen. The shemen mishchat kodesh. If it were feminine, it would say zot. Zot. That's this, but in the feminine. Okay. Li, for me. Le dorotechem. Le is for. Dol, dalet resh is generation. Dorot, generations of chem, of y'all, of you all. The chem ending is the plural mixed or plural masculine ending, second person. So y'all, you all, yours. The dorotechem, for your generations. Okay, let's go through again. This time try to translate before I do. Ve'el bnei Yisrael, and unto the children of Israel, tedaber, you shall speak, leimor, saying, shemen, mishchat, kodesh. So I'm making it without the construct sounds. Shemen, oil of mishchat, of anointing, of kodesh, of holiness. Yihyeh, yihyeh, it shall be, zeh. So this shall be, li, for me, or mine, le'dorotechem, for your generations. Now I will just read it, and you do your best to understand. This is Exodus 30, verse 31. Ve'el, sorry, I was waiting for you to translate. Ve'el b'nei Yisrael tedaber leimor. Shemen mishchat kodesh yihyeh ze li ledorotechem. How'd you guys do? You do all right? Okay, sit tight. Next one coming up.